So let's talk about some of the limitations of writing with AI, and I have a great example from yesterday. I was tasked with creating a case study. Well, with this case study, we had a transcript from the interview, so I uploaded the transcript up to ChatGPT, ran the prompt, and the output had one thing it did really well, but then there was a lot of issues, which I'll talk through. The one thing it did do well, and I had already watched the video of the interview for the case study and took a lot of notes myself, but it got the three main points of why this company and our client enjoyed working with the company that I'm working for. But there were several issues and errors it made, and one of them was that because the transcript was really messy, it mischaracterized the company, like what it did, pretty well. And so I actually asked it to rework it and to use the internet to update what the company description, but it pulled it, again, it made a mistake because it pulled it from its LinkedIn, which usually should be accurate, but even the LinkedIn was inaccurate. So ChatGPT was pulling information from an inaccurate source, so that caused another little issue. Another problem was that it totally mischaracterized one of the problems and solutions. Like, it totally paraphrased it. And I asked it why it did it, and it, of course, like apologized and said, "Oh, I thought I could have do this paraphrase." And I was like, "No, this is not what the person said." Like, it wasn't a direct hallucination, but it was close enough where if the client read it, they'd be like, "I did not say this, so this is inaccurate." But this was the biggest issue. It cracked me up because I did realize it at first. So there was about 7 quotes from the client in the case study. And doing my own due diligence, I asked ChatGPT, "Hey, can you review these quotes in the case study to ensure they're accurate?" And so it went through one by one and was like, check mark, yes, check mark. And one of them was paraphrased because I worked with it because there was some information that didn't need to be in there. But the rest, they were clear. And so I'm giving it one read through, and one quote jumped out at me. And I'm like, wait a second, this sounds good, but I don't think the person said it. So I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, for quote number 6, like, I don't think this is in the transcript. Where did you get this? And then it goes, "Oh, sorry, I don't see it in the transcript either. I must have, made an error." Made an error. It just made up the quote. Like, made up the quote. Like, that's going to look so bad if the client sees that, right? Just a quote that they didn't say. And that's a huge problem. So I'm glad I caught that. I'm surprised I didn't read it at first. I think it just read well, and I just assumed it was accurate, but it wasn't.